Welcome back to the A Show with the Kings of Pro Wrestling Podcasts. I'm Justin, here with Meelz. What's up? What's up, Meelz? What's going on?
I don't know. I am here literally. We're back after the How's your Thanksgiving? How about that? Let's chat about that. How was your Thanksgiving?
Well, I was sick. I still cooked like an idiot, and yeah, it was cool. It was great. It was very low key. I didn't have to cook for like everyone, and it was a pretty small. We got a pretty small kind of what I'm saying group, and I was able to cook, and I was able to kind of get a little bit of rest, and I really feel like I had that RSV shit, whatever the hell it's called, like because it took me out, dog.
RSV, yeah, that's the one that people don't see coming. To be honest with you, because COVID, flu, but RSV is really kicking people's asses. Over the last number of weeks, and especially for babies too. So I've been looking at that too because I have my niece in the house, and I I've just chosen to wear masks until February 1st. Like pretty much, like if I'm outside, I'm wearing masks because like I don't wearing mask. I haven't gotten sick outside of the one thing I had with COVID, and even that was I didn't have any symptoms, which is
You had
probably
strange
even
COVID.
scarier.
Yeah, you had
I didn't
strange
have
COVID.
symptoms, and that was probably even scarier than the one with symptoms.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I haven't really gotten sick, so I'm really like masked up in these streets always, and I suggest everyone else be as well.
Hmm.
Um, everyone's everyone. My boy got it, my boss got it. Everyone like it's you know as we out here with for the holidays with family and friends and all this other stuff like that, man, just uh just mask up a little bit. Unless you trust the person, you absolutely like. Listen, I can live with getting COVID from you, or I can live with getting sick from you.
Yeah.
If anybody else get me sick, I'm gonna be tight, and that's kind of how I legitimately feel. Like if I go hang out with strangers and I get sick over them, and be like, all right, y'all bugging.
Yeah.
I'm tight. Like I'm never talking to you people again. But if it's from people, I love like you, Carlos,
Wait,
uh
so there's a list of people that you could be like, I could get COVID for him.
yeah, I would live with it. I would be like, you know what?
oh, because you you
Great.
would you'd be like, because you'd be like, it wasn't malicious. That's your thing. Like it's
No.
not like malicious. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because these people care for me. So it's not like they went out of their way to be like, all right, fuck this shit. I'm going out anyway. There's people who would say, fuck this shit. I'm going out anyway. I'm just doing what I gotta do. And that's the part I can't control. So I can only control what I control, which is wearing masks. Um I have to do this hard segue, so hold this for a second. Um Speaking of gatherings with people that we trust and we know,
I don't
this
trust any of them.
Thursday
They're our enemies. I don't trust any of them.
This Thursday, December 1st, we are having our first ever Black Pod Connect holiday trivia giveaway. It is
Hmm.
hosted by Stack Eye Greg, who if there's anything that I'm scared of, it's questions submitted by Stack Eye Greg. But this Thursday, we're going to be on the Black Wrestling YouTube channel, so make sure you guys subscribe. I'm sure there's a link already available and floating around, but if you have not, make sure you subscribe to their channel because we'll be live there. It is at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, and we are officially entering ourselves. It's going to be you and me at the end of the day.
Ugh,
In this
ugh.
trivia contest, the Battle of the Black Pods, the Battle of the Black Pod Connect, um, and we're gonna win. I'm pretty sure we're gonna win. There's only one person that I'm really truly concerned about, to be honest with you.
Drip. It's drip. Is what I'm afraid of.
He is the big. So I'm the
It's
the
always
the
white
best
niggas.
is with the rules, he can only answer two of the questions. With three max, but he can really legitimately only answer at least two. So he can't answer all of them. So I think what we have to do is I think you love this pretty a lot. I think I love this a lot. I think just by how our podcast goes and how much we cover and how much like gritty and stuff we get into it. And plus you got like WCW knowledge that I don't have. Like And I don't think anyone has, to be honest with you, other than maybe like a couple people on Black Wrestling. Um, but I feel like we cover each other very nicely. So I'm
Yeah.
not concerned, to be honest with
But
you.
but I think we also got like a really long tenure. You know what I'm saying? Like we've been like we talk a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas took breaks. I can remember there being weeks where these niggas ain't have a show. We did it every week,
We
so
did
we
it every
know.
week. This is we we've been here. I don't even know where we don't know anything about the questions. We're not supposed to know about the questions. Categories you'll figure out soon. But I'm I have not done a trivia thing in a long time, but I want to say this is our time to shine, and we're gonna win the first prize. And the first prize is going to be all right. So we'll lay this out for everybody. So there's gonna be three
Hmm.
prizes. So here's the rules for this thing. Here's the rules. If you didn't hear it from anybody, you're gonna at least hear it from me. The rules for this thing are: there's gonna be three of our podcasts: Black Wrestling, Black Announce Table, and the A Show. We're gonna have 5 rounds. Each round, each podcast will have to answer a question. If they get it right, they get it right. If they get it wrong, they get it wrong. But everyone's gonna have to answer a question. Um,
How
the
long? How long we
winner,
have to answer?
I don't know. I didn't come up with that. I didn't come up with that part. Um, so and so the winner. So we'll just go to the prizes. So the leading podcast, their patrons will receive 2 tickets to any. I'm just gonna say WWE event. If you pick to go an AEW event, by all means, maybe that's great. Whatever. I'm gonna say get the bang for your buck and go to a WWE event. Um, you went up to a $500 value for 2 tickets for whatever local WWE show, not WrestleMania. Don't ask it. If you in LA, tough. I hope you bought your tickets already because we ain't sending you to WrestleMania. We already sent some kids to WrestleMania. We good. um, the second prize will win a replica championship, so you can also be like Justin at his wedding, flexing with a Universal and or WWE championship. Um,
People were
and
upset
then the
about
third
that.
prize, yeah, I mean, I want one. I haven't had one yet. I don't. I'm gonna figure it out. Um, and then the third place prize will be $200 gift card. That's it. Spend on whatever you want. Half of a replica championship, one ticket for yourself. It's really up to you. But those are the rules. I'm looking forward to this because I feel like this is this type of stuff that we need to do for the holidays. We give them back to the people who have given so much to us over the last year, and we're just having a great time while doing it. So I'm looking forward to this trivia, this battle of trivia. If we come back third place, just know it was rigged. It was rigged by Stack Guy Greg.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he would be the one trying to destroy us. You know what I'm saying? I got to worry about the other ones. You know
Mm,
what I mean? They're not.
mm.
He's not the one that's trying to destroy us. I think that it's the other ones. Like I was nice for a minute. I'm not nice no more. It's beef on all y'all knees. It's beef. We gotta
You
win.
know, I mean, everyone gets surprised. Do we? I mean, everyone wins somewhere.
Nah,
I
I
mean,
don't want everybody to win.
okay, all right. Well, someone will win. Um, well, with that said, I also I enjoyed the rest that I got for Thanksgiving. I enjoyed the rest. That's what most importantly. I enjoyed the time off. I was playing this Pokemon game. I was
I'm
watching,
waiting. I'm waiting to
rewatching.
hear. I'm waiting to hear what's happening
When
I'm waiting to hear what's happening.
listen, man, we gotta be in pack. Gotta jump in the booth and figure out what's going on with this game. We have, you know what? I've talked to Pat about the game. Have you talked to
I
Pat about the
don't know,
game?
Pat. No, I haven't. I think Pat knows not to talk to me about that type of stuff.
I also know not to talk to you about this stuff, but I'm talking to you anyway. Um,
Well, here's the thing. I can't. I'm not gonna openly disparage this in a public forum because I just can't.
right. Okay.
But um, What do you
I
think?
feel you. Listen,
What do you think?
I
I just
have
want to know. I want to know what you think, because the thing is, my thing with you, Meals, is I want to make sure that you're telling the truth. I want you to
see.
tell the
What does
people
that
the
even
truth.
mean? What does that
Tell
even
the
mean?
truth. Tell the truth
What does
about
that
what you
even mean?
seeing.
What does
Hey,
that
tell the
even
truth
mean? By the
about what
way,
you. Now we don't know what it
you
means.
you and Cyrus with these like, I want people to tell the truth. I'm like, what is the truth? Everyone has different truths. What I will say is, however, it is probably the least exciting Pokemon game I've played in a long, long time.
That's not true.
I
Here's my
mean,
thing
it's true to
with you.
me. Here's my truth.
Here's
Here's my,
no,
all
no, no,
right.
no, 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 no. Hold on. Let me hold on. When I
Okay,
got
all
Sword
right.
and Shield, I said, I don't know about this one, Meals. And you was like, you know what, you're right. I don't know about this one either.
I didn't hate Sword and Shield. After I think what we reviewed it as, we was like, we
It was
really, really liked it.
it was meh to you. It was
It was
meh.
Sun and Moon was meh to me. Sun and Moon for sure was meh.
Yeah,
Eh.
that Sun and Moon was not it to me. No.
So anything that came after it was immediately even a little bit better. So that's probably why. But I'll say with Scarlet and Violet, I like the non-hand holding, but
There's a
there
lot of
aren't
handle.
many. Nah, they. I'm on my own. I don't even know what the sandwiches do, but it's an important part of this damn game. But um,
That's because you
they
don't
really
read.
just let you. They let you go. Read where? They really just let you go and kind of do your thing. Pick whatever course you want to do and stuff like that. But to be honest with you, you know what's kind of, and you're not gonna say this, but I'm gonna say this. So the one thing I did notice, that's maybe a preview for Mount Silver in the future for a review. Clearly, there was a different team. The C team was working on this game. Clearly, not the A
You feel
team,
that?
not the B team, the C team. I
Well,
absolutely feel
well,
this.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'll interrupt you real quick. There is no C
Sure.
team on
Okay.
Game Freak. There is no C
Okay.
team. There is a.
Everyone's an
I've
A
done my
team.
research. I've done my research. There is quite a bit of overlap. I think someone said about at least 70% overlap of people who worked on Arceus earlier this year and this game at the same time. So
Well,
it's
well,
not.
clearly
It's
they were
not.
stressing.
Yeah, it's not ABC. It's the same niggas that are doing the same amount of work.
So what I'll say is it it raised myself a red flag. In every Pokemon game, the rule is you see a house, you can walk up in that bitch and start talking to whoever the fuck you wanted to talk to. You go into Gary's house, Gary's mom's house, Pokemaniac house. Every house in Lavender Town, for some reason, the door is open. You can just go in and start talking to them and the Pokemon. You cannot do that in this game.
Wait, what?
There are just houses that you cannot go into.
So
There are
that means
so
there's
many things.
considerably. That means there's like considerably less dialogue in the game.
Oh yeah, there's absolutely less dialogue. You can't go in and speak to things. I think they didn't want to load all these different houses to all these different people. I'm pretty sure they're like, yo, if you're working on Arceus, we're not building out every Jane, Dick, and Harry's house. And
But
that's the kind of
but
go ahead.
what does Cyrus, or not Cyrus, now what does Pat think about the game?
Pat said he liked the game so far.
Look at this way. This way hasn't said anything to me about it.
Pat said Pat
Pathetic.
said in my thing, he says, dude, I like it. Weed Cat evolved last night.
This
He
what I
likes
got to
Weed
say.
Cat.
This what I got to say to Pat.
It didn't think.
That's what I think about Pat right now.
It didn't come through. If there was something, it's not connected to it.
Why is it not connected?
I
I'm gonna
don't
make
know.
sure it's
I didn't
connected
hear
so
it.
I can
See.
play it.
All
Zencaster is
right.
ass.
Zencaster
Can we
is,
just talk about
it's an
that?
experience. It's an experience. I love the experience because it's free, but I realize the limitations that it has also being free.
So Pokemon, right? I mean, listen, there's not a lot of wrestling news this week, guys. There's not.
I mean,
My brain
this
is
is true.
fried. There's not much here, so I want to hear more about Pokemon.
Okay, let's
So
talk
here,
about more about Pokemon.
As it stands right now,
Sure.
what are some things that you would change about this series? Because I haven't talked to you about this at all, and you're not
Wow.
easily
Okay.
baited. You're not easily baited into this. And the
Nah,
thing
I
is,
kind of
I
ignore
like
stuff
your
when I don't like where it's going.
I like, but I like that we have our own conversations about this because like I'm 95% facetious when I talk about it,
I know
regardless.
you are.
And people fall for it anyway. And and you don't actually play a lot of video games, so like I want to see your perspective on things because you have no expectations. I think I said the other day, Meelz knows doesn't know any better. He doesn't know better than this. So what?
You said this the other day. Who the hell were you talking to about this? Who you
What you
telling
got
that I don't know any better? All right.
about video
All right.
games? You don't know any
All
better.
right.
You don't know any better.
All right.
You've never. You know what I'm saying? You don't. Let's just be clear. You
Oh,
don't.
no.
So,
I'm never gonna admit that publicly on any kind of
well,
forum that I don't know any better.
well, we know that you don't know any better. So, what would you, as from your perspective, what would work for you that would make the games better, like make like improve them?
So I'm different. I'm a different kind of cat. I really like story.
This is all
I'm
right. All
very.
right, let's stop right there. Pokemon and story. Let's be real.
It's only gotten worse over the last two
Decade.
decades. It's only gotten worse.
Well, not even two. I say decade. I thought X and Y had a good story.
I hated X and Y. That's probably the game that I
What?
played once and never picked back up again.
But that's the
Never.
funny thing is when I jumped back into Pokemon, I was playing X and Y, and you was like, "All right, let me get you this. Let me you helped me in that game. Like you helped
Nah,
me
I
like
didn't. That was a different person because
you did help
I'm
me. You
pretty
gave
sure.
me Pokemon. Oh
Nah,
no,
nah, nah.
that was the Japanese niggas in mystery gift. Where I was
Yes,
turn a
yes,
mystery
yes.
gift. I give him a Weedle, and these niggas give me a 99.
Of course, give you some hacked Pokemon, some monstrosity, some
Fire,
abnormality, or
fire,
something.
fire.
Surfing Snorlax, something like that.
uh,
No, yeah, I just haven't. I'm a big story person, so if the story isn't like the story for this game to me, I'm like it's very choose your own adventure, but
mhm.
also it still runs, still colors within the same lines of like friends, gym leaders. b- Perceived bad people aren't even bad in this game anymore. They just have ill intentions. Like, they aren't even like bad anymore. Like you can't have rivals. You can't have people who hate your guts. You can't have people like because and society has changed so much. It's just like kids who have strewn off the wrong path. That's essentially who the bad guys are in this game, and you eventually get them right, get them back on the right path.
Yeah.
Um, so that's my big thing. I would also like, gosh, what do I like? I don't know. So there's a large part of this game that I do like and kind of just like walking around and be able to do stuff. But also this map is so large. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what any town where I don't know where I am currently. Like it's so big. I don't know where I am. I just walk around. I like the fact you can explore different areas. Back when you was a kid, you couldn't pass the thing with the Snorlax. You just couldn't. If there's Snorlax in the way, it was for a reason. It was to save you from getting beat up by like level 40 Pokemon or something along those lines. Or some guy would stop you on the way to the town and be like, yo, you can't go through there unless you get the badge for this, that, and the
Yeah.
third.
Yeah.
This you can kind of explore anywhere. The whole world's your oyster. You could be level 15 and run up against a level 50 something, and I think that's nice.
It's our
But
kids did that. Our kids did that.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. But I don't know where I'm at. I don't know where I'm at. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of like rolling.
Floating.
The new Pokemon kind of suck. Um,
Yeah, I feel as though like the actual design of these things are getting like crazy.
the
You know what
only
I'm
one I
saying?
truly like is the Dolphin. I think the Dolphin is where I'm at. I had to get the Dolphin last night. Shout out to Sid who helped me get the Dolphin last night. But other than that, I'm pretty good on these new. I don't want to sound like that guy. I've never wanted to sound like that guy. Of like these new Pokemon, they don't. But listen, the new starters, Weed Cat, fire alligator.
Stop calling it weed cat, bruh. Stop calling it that.
I'm not gonna say its real name.
I'm about. The thing is, the only time Pat has ever got mad at me was when I was like drilling him about Pokemon. I'm not gonna say anything about this to him.
Good, good, good. Pat doesn't deserve any of this. He just
His
sits.
standards are. Here's the thing. He knows better.
Mm.
He knows. He plays video. He does. He still. He's yeah. Never mind. He don't know better. I just thought about it. He don't know better.
See, you
Anyway,
can't be saying this about your friends, man.
I didn't say you were dumb.
Anyway, not a fan of these new. I mean, I like some of them, but not really. But once you get into 1,000, we're over the 1,000 mark. No one gives a damn about any of these things. The first 150 is where it's at. If you nice, you might know second, 150. If you're 20 years old, you might know like Gen 4, Gen 5, Gen 6. But realistically, Gen 9, I think is going to be the gen that literally no one gives a fuck about.
Right.
Like, so we're here. I don't know. It just is what it is at this
Well,
point.
stay tuned for the Mount Silver episode on this when they I guess when they finish the game. Whenever Meelz does, he's so busy. He would have finished it by now. I thought you would have finished the shit by now.
I
Um,
had the first 3 days it came out, I was at Anime NYC. And then the following day, I was recovering. And then the only real times I really got to play was over the weekend, over the Thanksgiving weekend. But I'm making progress. I'm doing my damn thing.
okay. Well, there's a little bit of news
Okay.
on No Holds Barred.
Okay.
Andrade.
Wait,
What you interrupted me? What?
do you want to do a Patreon thing?
Do you have something for Patreon this week?
I could figure something out right now. Let's go to Patreon.
All right. I'm sorry. That's my bad, y'all. We're gonna talk about Andrade when we come back. We'll be right back on the A Show. All right, we're back. And as I was saying, Andrade has surgery this this week.
Oh, okay.
He had
That's why you said goodbye.
yeah, he had posted goodbye a week ago, and everyone's like, "Oh, did he really leave?" In my mind, in my heart of hearts, I was like, "Didn't that Tony ain't let that nigga leave? Like that nigga ain't going nowhere." Like, but he's injured, and he's probably more than likely out for the next six to 8 months with his bicep injury. He had the same thing Cody had, and we see how long Cody's been out. So I just take it slow if I was him. Like Cody is rushing to get back because like he got to get back. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
Bag is back.
yeah, like he got places to be. Andrade don't got nothing to be. They don't got
Yeah.
nowhere to be. Like you just take your time, my nigga. Don't even
Listen.
stress.
Absolutely. Absolutely, bro. So do that. I saw something. Hold on. I see something very interesting here. Coming from Wrestling Not Inc. Wait, hold on. It says this is the title for it. It says Stokely Hathaway confirmed CM Punk's AEW exit affected the firm's plans.
Yeah, I saw that earlier, and I felt as though it was kind of crazy that he's now confirming something that Tony will not say outwardly that CM Punk is gone. And I feel as though he wasn't supposed to say that, and
Mm.
might be in trouble.
The firm made its debut at AEW All Out, helping Mask MJF defeat 7 men in a casino ladder match to secure championship. Now essentially, boom, boom, boom. Stokely Hathaway is on the Sessions with Renee Paquette. The Sessions where it go down, baby.
Refund that fucking show, please.
Everything that was supposed to happen with the firm did not happen. I think if people look back at All Out and what happened immediately after the pay-per-view, that's a huge part of it, Who were we supposed to directly who we were supposed to directly feud with is no longer in the company. And that was one thing I was looking forward to. I don't know the specifics, like people are choosing sides, whatever. I just know for me, the fact that CM Punk said, "Hey, I want to work with this guy," holds a lot of weight. It means a lot regardless of what happened. Um, it says it was literally rewriting his everything on the fly. Everyone in the group is trying to do their best. The original purpose isn't the purpose anymore. I say this. If your group, yeah, there are definitely plans can go awry and like things change and stuff like that, and it's hard to kind of like navigate. But if your group cannot just kind of like be a group in itself,
Yeah.
and just kind of like a wrestling stable is like, okay, CM Punk's not there. What else can we kind of do? How else can we kind of like maneuver? How can we at least develop? Because you're still a relatively new group, whether CM Punk is there or not. Like you have to develop as a stable, as the firm, um, and that hasn't happened yet. So, kind of makes me think: was CM Punk really like
The locker room cancer.
I mean, was he really gonna like? Was he really gonna be major part of this like development? Like, really kind of sitting down with them and working with them. It feels like that's exactly what's gonna happen because currently, in this instance, it doesn't seem like any of that is happening. All the development has kind of like gone out the window.
I I think that it became an issue of, and we saw this was going to happen. Punk chased MJF out the arena. Uh, After he cut that promo, they were supposed to bring that back, and Punk was going to be champion. It was going to be Punk MJF. The firm was going to be involved. It's not too far of a stretch to think that that was probably the intention or what was going to happen, in my opinion. Like I think it's incredibly possible for that to have been really the direction, but I think that it's like after the fact. Like you said, I do not agree with what they did with MJF.
hmm
I think that if he was a babyface and they were getting that reaction, then you do it. And I feel as though if Punk was still there and he saw that, I think he would have been like, "You need to go with MJF as a babyface." I think he would have been smart enough to do that. I think he would have been smart to say, "There's enough money here to do that." I think with everything, and trust me, y'all, I do not like to defend this guy. I do not like to like make things. I hate that I have to do this. A lot of
hmm
what he was trying to say, I don't agree with what he did at the scrum. That was the most unprofessional thing I've ever seen. It's kind of hard to go against what he was saying when you see what happens directly after he left. It was a bunch of crazy fucking booking decisions, weird ass shit going on the shows, and a lot of that had to do around the world title situation. If he said that he wanted to work with some of the younger guys, he did that a lot of the time. Well, the younger guys, and as in like he beat them, but like he still worked with a lot of them.
Right, right, right. Gave him the opportunity, gave him the shine, gave him the rub, the exposure, stuff like
Right.
that. The Lee Moriartys of the world, and I guess him and a couple of other people.
Yeah, I think it's tough to I think it's really tough to say that like he was not trying to do what he said he set out to do. Like I do feel like that was part of what he wanted to do. I think the issue comes in that like it's just a fucked up situation and they did not know how to bounce back from it. And I still think they have not bounced back from any of that shit. And you see the writing on the wall here. Like it's literally like, yo, even Stokely saying it, even though I don't think he's supposed to say it, like this was supposed to be a bigger program with Punk and MJF and him. And I think that again, what they did and to make up for that was not to me a really good decision, in my opinion. I thought it was whack. He should be a baby face. I think they should have did a double turn. Mox doesn't need to be the number one face anymore. He could be the number one heel and face all the guys he didn't get to face when he was a face. It doesn't make sense for him to be a heel or a face right now, in my opinion.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. The woes, the trickle effects that this exit has had on wrestling. But to be honest with you, I still even think if all right, if not him, then obviously you maneuver plans towards Moxley. But then I guess you got to tell the story of Moxley's group breaking up and all this other stuff like that. Like they were already in motion with that. So I don't know. I guess there's a lot of things that happen. I understand why they kind of like put it on ice because they really didn't have anything to do. But I think there's still room to at least develop these guys, even if you're not doing it in ring capacity. You can kind of develop them with promos. You can develop them with videos. You can develop them with vignettes. You can develop them with so much other stuff. I've yet to see Big Cass, and maybe he's around. I don't know, but I have yet to see the majority of that group together again as a complete unit. Um, and quite honestly, they can stand to like downsize. I don't think we really need the Ass Boys and Big Cass in that group as well. So they could stand, a little bit of a downsizing, but it is what it is at this point.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I watched that show last week and I felt as though like there are people that love this show. That's why I said it'll never change. But it is a really frustrating show to watch week to week. It has to be frustrating to watch. I completely get the frustration because there's good matches on this, but they don't. At the end of the day, they don't mean anything. I can't remember. I can't remember what was the match last week. It was Orange Cassidy and Hager or something like that. Like, who's gonna remember that next week?
YouTube will.
That is true. That is true.
YouTube will.
One thing that people are going to remember for quite some time is the first time War Games has entered the WWE. Of course, we're talking about Survivor Series War Games, which aired last Saturday. And listen, a lot of people on the timeline talking about it. Most watched Survivor Series in years. Highest grossing Survivor Series. I gotta clap it up for Triple H, man. He really made it happen.
Hey man, listen. To have the highest gross in Survivor Series, I was at Barclays last year. I seen them tickets. Show wasn't worth the price, but still, overall, I think it was a major success. So for this to exceed that is wow. Um, how did you kind of feel about this pay per view, kind of overall? Because to me, I would say it overall. I mean, it felt like a two match show. Um, Easily, it was like sandwich between the real. I don't know if you can put meat on
I
the
say three matches.
outside.
I say three matches. I thought the triple threat was fantastic.
I thought it was, but I feel like it's not going to be remembered in the grand scheme of the show. Like I think it's fantastic too, but I don't think it's gonna. This would be something like they could throw up onto YouTube, and I'll definitely watch it. But I don't know if it'll be like a critical moment in this show. I will say this: I do think, and I was agreeing with you. I think you said in the Discord itself. I think this show should have featured Bray Wyatt in some, instance.
Yeah, you gotta bring him back in somehow. I think I generally like the new War Games matches. I know you're not a big fan of how long they take. I really felt the length in the women's match. I was like, this match was an hour long. Like it was an hour straight up, and you felt that hour. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? And I was like, this is a long ass match. I actually felt it then, but I thought um the men's war game was really really good though. Like the drama, the pageantry of it all, you really feel it. And the thing is that week to week, this is what I'm finding. Week to week, I'm really not that interested in the bloodline shit that much. I
I
might be the
think
minority here, but I think, but pay per views and PLEs and stuff like that, I'm really interested in what they do because it advances the story to me in a way that week to week they just don't.
I think they hit their big marks when they do have these like major touch points where you have a Survivor Series, you have a Clash at the Castle or like Crown Jewel, where you can kind of see all this stuff that's been building via storyline via these episodes of SmackDown really kind of come to fruition, whether it be the issues with Sami Zayn and Jey Usos or now the friendship between them. But I think just to me, I knew this match would be all about it was less about the match itself and more like setting up everything moving forward. You have the Jey Uso and Sami Zayn. Now we've taken kind of a turn where I think we've reached the zenith of what this is. I think they've exhausted the Jey Uso Sami Zayn feud a little bit. So now that they're working together, we have this point where now we can kind of like change it. We can kind of like
But we're
go
also
ahead.
into an area where like the baby faces just look dumb. Like, and
Oh
I
yeah, absolutely.
it's to a point where now to me like the baby faces look stupid and they are getting cheered. They're getting we're not. This is the thing. They're not even getting booed. There's just a sense of indifference. I really was concerned about Kevin Owens coming out on Monday because the reaction that whole thing got at the end. It's like you kicked them in the nuts. Don't do the hug right after. They're gonna cheer. They booed. Sammy was the biggest heel in the world, and then they hugged right after. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I just thought that you're really kind of treading a line where it's like this guy's a babyface. Roman's a babyface. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
I also think that you have these people, their opposition, lose on every pay per view, right? And then they're expected to come out and kind of like still be beloved by like at the end of the day, I don't think any fan is betting against the bloodline. I mean, to me, it would be crazy. And I said this, I think I got almost damn near every prediction right except fucking AJ Styles. But it would be crazy to bet against the bloodline in any instance, and like you're really just kind of like running up and into them and then like falling flat on your ass, and then you're expected to pick up the pieces the following night. Maybe you'll be able to stun somebody, maybe you'll be able to throw someone through a table, or etc etc. But like we got to reach the point at some point, because it doesn't look like it's anywhere in the future. I don't know if it's The Rock. I don't even think, but the thing is, I don't even think The Rock beats the bloodline. Like that's the
I wouldn't
like
have The Rock beat him either. I think that would be wrong. I mean, he's not going to be around. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't have him beat Roman, like who's barely around himself. it's
right.
it's just weird.
So it's like, where do we go from here? Like where who we've asked this question for pretty much the last year, probably over that. Um of like, where do we go from here? He's been champion for over 2 days. The Usos have been champion for
Years.
God knows how long.
2 years.
2 years. The Usos have been champion for a long ass time as well. Um, the tag division, you can look at
Tag-
SmackDown itself. It's the tag division don't have nowhere to go. Like I mean, shout out to the Street Profits for returning on Monday, but how many times have we seen the Street Profits versus Alpha Academy
Oh,
in 2022?
I'm sure it was a great match. I skipped it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I can't. I can't do it no more.
How can we, and no offense to, I mean, yeah, no offense to, the only thing offensive about Hit Row is Homeboy's outfit. I was like, all right, come on. All right. Now this is a joke, obviously. Um but where do the tag teams in those divisions, where do they progress if they don't seemingly have any title aspirations, or the division isn't moving in any kind of direction? If you have these
You know what they do? You know what they do, right, Meelz? They see that and they say, you know what, we're gonna just have Riddle and Elias go after the titles, just off of an interview. And I was like, I don't want to see that either. I would love, I would but they beat the Profits, and it's like this is the only team they haven't beaten. You can't do the Vikings because you just can't beat the Vikings right now. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't beat the Vikings right now because they're being built up again. But they're gonna run into that same wall if you don't give them a storyline.
But to send these boys to NXT and have them take them damn tag team championships at this point, because there's nothing kind of going on. So as good as the War Games match was, and I do think if I had to pick one, definitely over the other, the men's War Games match, due to the story, kind of like how it ended, everything that happened in the match. Although I'll give all the women credit for putting in amazing effort, I think the men's took you a little bit further of a distance. Um, I think I mean, again, we asked ourselves, like, what now? Royal Rumble, what now? I'm pretty sure it's going to be Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens, or maybe not, Roman Reigns versus Sheamus, or something along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
But like, neither of them are winning. So where do we go from here? Like, what do we do? And I think that's a question. Listen, man, put us on them damn press panels. Let me start asking some Triple H some damn questions.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't beat him. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna beat. I'm not. Listen, I'm not gonna beat Roman Reigns. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think that makes sense. And you know, I'm just not trying to see that. Do you feel like they're waiting for Cody here?
Nah, because low key, I feel like Roman Reigns could beat him too. I, I I feel like I can't even say like I don't know. I feel like we're waiting to tell the story, and instead of it just being another challenger, like really kind of like where everything, the moon and the stars align, and we really kind of have to build that story. And I do think, don't get me wrong, it could be Cody. Do I think it'll happen at WrestleMania? No, probably like later in the year or something along those lines. But um, I don't know. I don't know.
I'm just bored. I'm bored of it. Like I know people like they throwing the ones up. That's cool, but like I'm just getting bored of it. I think that it's like there's so many stories you could tell with this title with different people. It could even be people that you don't even really like, but they need a burn with it. And I think again, week to week, I am very interested. I'm very interested in in other stuff week to week than the bloodline stuff. It's like I know what's gonna happen. Something's gonna happen. People gonna be laughing about it. Everyone gets a good chuckle. out of the bloodline shit. But it's just like, yo, like it really like people are upset at Ronda Rousey right now, and they're saying that she's holding up the division. I'm like, what? What about the men division that don't got no titles? Austin Theory is like the champion of the world right now. Like, come on, it's crazy.
What did you think about the Ronda versus Shotzi match?
I said it from the beginning that Ronda had her work cut out for her. You knew that Ronda had her work cut out for her, and I thought that like it was gonna be tough for her to get through the Shotzi thing. Shotzi
Yeah.
is very it's a tough thing because it's like everyone needs time to improve. However, she was in NXT for quite some time. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
so, but also, and you could tell from this, like Triple H is not going to give up on her. He's just not going to.
Nah, and I don't think she should because I think Shotzi is still a star. I
Yeah.
think Shotzi, I mean, granted, I think
You know what it's giving? I don't want to say this.
uh,
I don't want to. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say what it's giving to me.
don't say it. You gotta say it now.
I can't say it.
All right. All
Okay,
right.
you remember the old leader matches
Yes. I mean, listen,
before
you
they
wouldn't
got good?
that's not a hot take. I fully agree.
It's giving me like 97, 90. Whenever she got there, Lita, and
Oof.
I know people don't want to hear that, but
But listen, Lita, one of the biggest stars in professional wrestling history. It wasn't by her in-ring prowess and acumen. Um, but it was the way that she connected with the people. And I think that's what Triple H ultimately sees in Shotzi. And I think that's why the storyline, that's why Raquel got booted out the storyline on SmackDown before the actual show. I think they really wanted to stress that connection. You got to make that connection with the people. And even if you don't hit all the right marks, you still got to make that connection with the people. I think Shotzi put in a great effort. I think she still has a long way to go. And I think she still needs to kind of like really pin down what her actual style is going to be. And then also it wouldn't hurt to like, get in there, do some more reps, start running around a lot more. I think she needs to be a little bit more. In this WWE, you need to be a little bit more quicker. You'd be able to explode. There's a lot of people on the roster who will pretty much eat your food.
Ronda,
And
Ronda isn't necessarily the best person to um lead a match. I don't think she ever leads matches. You know what I'm saying? Like,
she might, but I also not in this situation. I feel like she's a great when it comes to like wrestling in the ring, like wrestling, like um the technical aspect and doing those things with Charlotte or doing those things with who else can I say? Natalia or something along those lines. I feel like it's a little bit easier for her, but to be able to like take this brawling kind of style, to me, the match wouldn't even have went the way it went. I would have like gone for a fight, similar to what they did with Liv. Like that's what I would have gone for
right,
because it's a to me, Shotzi's wheelhouse isn't wrestling. Shotzi's wheelhouse is like fighting, throwing her body into danger, being able. It's kind of like it's low key, kind of like. I mean, I don't want to go too far up, but it's low key, kind of like late mid 90s mankind
right.
of like the most dangerous part of Shotzi is she's willing to do anything to herself to win this match. Um, and that's the kind of story I would have told. But you know what? They did the damn thing. Um, maybe they were thrown off by the second ring that was right next to them. I don't know. Um, uh, let's talk about the women's War Games match.
Yeah, Becky, man.
Becky, I
Who hurt?
mean, listen, they got a little Goku Vegeta thing going on with this Becky and Bianca thing.
I like it because the thing is, Becky respects she real and recognize real.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think to be honest with you, um, what's better than having one star in a division? Two.
Thank you.
Like there's no need for like she's one and she's number two or something. You have a 1A, you have 1B. You have someone who can feud with Bailey and Bailey not really miss a step with her positioning on the card. It's not like Bailey is like, all right, now I'm gonna go, push around Dana Brooke for the next couple weeks. He's not doing that. But you still have Bianca herself, who draws a lot of attention herself, and this, we're gonna talk about what happened on Monday, but I think you have two stars. I mean, once this draft happens, which I'm sure is going to be after WrestleMania at this point,
Yeah.
one of them is moving them damn to another show for sure. But I think it's a great problem to have. I thought the women's War Games match, again, I'm not a fan of War Games matches. To me, doing a lot of nothing for the first 25 minutes and then the match starts makes no sense.
Tough. It's really
It's
tough,
tough.
and
It's really tough to make moves mean something, to add drama to the match when you don't when none of it's leading to an actual result. To me,
it
is very
didn't
very
it
tough.
didn't have that. Oh, there's a story going on here, like with the men's, and I think that's what puts the men's over is Roman's testing Sammy and Jay. You know what I'm saying? That was cool. This really was kind of like, we're setting up for Becky to come in and change the temperature of it. I think I saw someone say, well, Bianca felt like a non-factor. I said, like, I mean, like that's by design. You know what I'm saying? Like it's by design. It's because it's Becky's first match back. I don't think that she's not a factor anymore. I just think that it's just time for Becky to get her shit off. You know what I'm saying? Like I thought that was completely fine with me. Um, I'm just glad Becky's back. She's one of my favorite wrestlers like in the world, and she's back with the same swagger that she had back in the in that era where she really became the man. I thought all the women work well. Bailey is a crazy motherfucker. Let me tell you, she has taken every version of the KOD like a champ. The one
Mhm.
into the cage.
I was
what
on
was
my
she,
knees. Damn.
what was
Ugh.
she thinking?
I
Like
don't know.
it's a
It don't
different
really work like that, but yeah.
it's a different type of hatred to do that to a nigga. And
This is crazy. I mean, but I thought it was a solid match. It's not running away with any awards for me, but I thought it was a very solid match.
it wasn't a bad PPV. I thought that Finn and AJ needed what you know what I was noticing? AJ is really slow now.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that's what it is, and I think that I won't say it's an issue for me, but
He's not as springy as he was before.
absolutely
Like
not.
even in 2016, you look at that match with Roman, and that man is springing. He got a he is boing, but he don't have that kind of like same like spring or whip or something along those lines. It's like you can really tell he's really slowing down.
And and it's happening before my eyes, Meals, and I'm shook. I'm
I
honestly
think
shook.
I think these guys could have a great main event of Raw match. Um, like give him the 30 minutes that you gave fucking KO and Jey Uso. You know what I'm
Nah,
saying?
nah, nah, they needed that. That was fire.
Nah, I mean it was good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it in lieu of that, but I'm saying I think they could have had you put this as the main event of Raw. I'm tuning in, and I think they go all out on TV for sure. But I think on this card itself, after that War Games match, people are trying to like settle, kind of like process everything that's going on. I don't think it was the right placement on that card. But to be honest with you, I think the women would have been dead on arrival if they did that. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And then, like you said, the triple threat match: Theory, Rollins, Bobby. I don't know where Bobby going after this, but this match was hard.
Bobby, you idiot. You fucking idiot. What the fuck were you thinking?
I don't know.
He's like, I'm gonna spear him, and niggas is not just gonna fall all over each other. That's just my idea. I had nothing else. You made him like a complete doofus. Bobby's aimless if Brock isn't gonna show up on the show every week. Let's just say it. He's
Yeah,
aimless. If Brock is not on the is not a main fixture on the show every week, then I don't know what you're gonna do with him.
but
Um,
you could put Bobby in situation. Well, I don't want to put him against Riddle again, but you could give Bobby opportunities like, well, I guess they were trying to do that with Ali. Well, listen, man, I ain't hear people about Ali since. You know what I'm saying? So
Now Riddle, my friend, he needs to move. Swap him with Ricochet or something. Like they need to go. Both of them need to go. Where
mm,
Ricochet, the way up for him, it's clearly a cutoff if Roman's not going to lose anytime soon. But if you're giving us Riddle in theory, I think that's box office to me. I think that's good. It gives Riddle a chance to not Riddle or not. Ricochet. I'm sorry, Ricochet in theory. That gives Ricochet a chance to like kind of show himself more.
my thoughts on. I feel like the Ricochet thing. I do think it's a good move, but also I feel like. Thank you, Car. I
Ricochet.
feel like that might have been Ricochet. I think he's winning. Here's my thing. It's like, all right, like, so what is the winner of this tournament really yet?
They get a one-way ticket to get their ass beat.
And I'm like, to me, this is like, it's wins. My problem with the Ricochet wins is, see, now I got a problem with Ricochet's wins.
See, y'all see.
It's just, it's just wins for a, it's just win for the sake of winning. I'm like, is there any direction?
No, I won't say that because they do get a trophy at the end of this. Like they are making it a big deal.
Well,
It's
yeah,
not
it's a World Cup. It's because we got the other World Cup going on.
well, it's synergy, Meals. It's not just for any. You love to say that
No, of course. No, of
you
course.
love to say there's something for nothing. So like, if Santos wins, he still doesn't beat Gunther. Then you still have this. You still that's still part of what the fake kind of thing that they do. The fake
Right, right.
accolades that they do. It is for something. He's the
Okay.
first person to ever do that. They still say fucking Cesaro was the first Andre winner. They bring that stuff back. They really do.
Oh, you're right. You're right. I'll give you that. I'll give you
Um,
that.
but I don't know. I mean, guess we could talk about the finals that are going to happen this week. Santos versus Ricochet should be a heater if they give him time. I mean, I'm pretty sure the Bloodline will got nothing to do.
Yeah, give him the main event at this point. What? How did you feel about the spot? First of all, Braun is an idiot. Um, how did you feel about Braun not winning this?
He should have never made them tweets. He should have never made those tweets. He should have never made. This is a smarter like Meals. This is a smarter regime.
Yeah,
Let's just be clear. Like this is a smarter regime.
and
Don't.
then he had to kiss the ring too.
Yeah, he had to
I mean,
lift his hand up. Lift that nigga hand.
man, these flippy guys are all right with me. He had to pull up one of those, like, and he lost to like it was weird, like a crucifix. I was like, nigga, you a big ass nigga to be losing that fucking move that. But you know what? Go off. Um, I think Braun versus Gunther is still the long term story.
You're
But
getting that anyway. I
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you're
But we
gonna
got to have something for Christmas. You know what I'm saying?
you're getting that anyway, regardless of like what people or you know what I'm saying, whatever's gonna happen. You're getting that match anyway. There's nothing you could do to stop that one. I think it should. I honestly I respect the booking for attempting to still give Ricochet something to do on a weekly basis and not just
Of course.
bury him. Because like he just was getting buried at one point, and it was just like, all right, well, now I'm actually comfortable with seeing him win matches. I'm just like, well, what piece of doo doo is he gonna slip on here in order to fucking look dumb? But he haven't done it, so like
Nah,
I got to commend him for that.
they clearly like him. They clearly want to do something with him. But there's like a million other important things going on.
No, it's not a million. It's not even a million Mills.
Well, all right. There's like 5.
One thing that is stopping everyone from doing everything right now, and that is
Right.
romance. Like that is
Absolutely.
one thing that is stopping everyone from doing everything. And I think that it is an albatross on the brand. It really is. What could you could like why can't we have Roman versus Ricochet and it be kind of like really cool and really competitive?
No, I agree. Kind of like how you had Roman versus Riddle on that SmackDown that one week. I think something like that would be super cool. And especially if you can have Roman on SmackDown. I understand you don't really want him like in matches on SmackDown too many times, but like I have a strong feeling he's wrestling that Christmas SmackDown or whatever the hell SmackDown is.
Will it
Is there
be?
SmackDown on Christmas?
I don't think so.
Nah,
Christmas
23rd.
Christmas is on a Sunday, so
All right, well,
they could
wrestle before that.
potentially tape those episodes if they want to
Oh,
get.
I feel that they definitely probably gonna tape the.
The Christmas episodes, right?
Yeah, and the New Year's one.
At the same time, because they're not working at all. I think.
Nah, listen, go off. Get a nice little week off. Nah. They doing, they still doing the MSG. Got to do the MSG house show night after Christmas.
Yeah, I think they like
Kind
doing
of.
those though.
Yeah. Why not?
That's
I
money.
would.
That's a lot of money. That's like, yo, I just bought you the PS5. I gotta go. I gotta go make that back. I gotta make that back, nigga. I'll be right back. No, I think that'd be cool. But yeah, no, let's talk about Raw.
Let's talk about Raw.
I thought this was one of the best Raws of the year.
I liked it, but I was having a problem. So I just got DirecTV Stream. So I was having a problem with the. So here's the funny thing. Here's the ridiculous story. So I have a Sony TV, and
Ooh, where's the
and
hold
they
on?
and they run Google TV. No, I'm not telling you any of the model or any. Okay, all right, whatever. Um, it runs Google TV. Google TV for the longest time said we do not carry the DirecTV app. We will not carry that. And I said, you're making it hard for me to cut these fucking cords if you're not going to carry the app. So I said, you know what? I'm going to try this 5-day trial. I bought Amazon Fire Sticks because those carry the DirecTV app. So I was like, okay, I'm going to use the Fire Stick. I'm going to use the app on the Fire Stick. Bada bing, bada boom, I'm here.
Not a fan of the Fire Stick, by the way.
Not a fan. So I've been using the Fire Stick. It was cool until yesterday, where the picture just ended up being very, very choppy, and I'm trying to figure it out. And all the other DirecTV apps are on my phone and on the computer. They're working fine, smooth, crisp, everything. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is up with this fucking Fire Stick? So I pretty much use the what's that shit you call the AirPlay shit?
Yeah, AirPlay
On the phone. So I said, boom, you know what? I'm gonna just play it on my phone and I'm gonna AirPlay to the TV. End up doing that. DirecTV app shows up on Google. I was like, what the fuck? So when did Sony get the fucking DirecTV app? Apparently it was November 1st. Days after I bought this Fire, you don't know the trouble I went for these Fire Sticks. The initial package for the Fire Sticks was stolen.
What?
Like, you don't know how I called up Amazon. I was adding Lasership. If you hadn't seen on Twitter, I was harassing Lasership because they're terrible. Never use them. Lasership is the bane of my existence. Fuck them. But I found out that apparently DirecTV app you can use on my regular TV now. So I just bought Fire Sticks for fucking no reason, and now everything is working fine. So I say that to say this: I was trying to thing it last night and was having a lot of trouble with the picture until about like 10 o'clock. So I didn't really see a lot, or I didn't pay attention to a lot, because if the picture's fucked up, I don't want to watch it.
Oh God. Well, really solid show. I thought that they maneuvered into. Usually, I don't expect much from like post PPV shows.
Yeah,
and I was pleasantly surprised that they gave us a lot. It was giving trying last night.
Absolutely.
It's giving like, okay, we're gonna make shows make sense and make them matter. So I got to commend them for that. Commend the writing. I really got to commend the fact that they did that first commercial free hour and made it flow correctly. Like you got your opening Becky promo that, of course, they're in my hometown and they were hot all night. So let's just give shout out to Norfolk, Virginia.
Of course.
And they were hot all night, and the Becky Bailey shit was hilarious. And I thought that the Rhea and Mia thing was good too.
Hey man, you're Norfolkians. Y'all got some play last night.
Norfolk, all right? It's Norfolk.
Norfolkians?
Norfolkians. Fuck.
Y'all got some play last night. A lot of crowd participation.
Love. Do I look stupid? He was like, "Who looks stupid now?" And everyone in the crowd said, "You." They was barring Austin. Let's talk about Austin Theory's promo really quick.
Let's talk about his fit. Let's talk about his fit real quick. Let's talk about his gap.
He looked like he was a star of the new Fast and Furious movie.
He like the Marine 6.
but you could see it though, right? You could see why
No,
they
yes.
fuck with him so much. Like you see it. Like he is. I feel like they finally have somebody back there that's like, yo, let's get this kid a look. Let's have him looking good.
Don't wear a shirt. That's what they
Don't
told
wear a
him.
shirt. Don't wear your merch. Don't wear your gear all the time.
Yeah. All the
Wear
real ones don't wear the gear. You know
exactly.
that.
He
Only
look
Roman wears the gear.
he looks good, man. And what did you feel about them kind of being like because I feel like KP kind of said he kind of said as much as I was thinking like they're gonna meet again, but they're not meeting again anytime soon. Like that's what I took from that is that they were not gonna be seeing each other for quite some time.
Nah, I don't think so. I think probably after the Rumble. Or maybe on the road to the Rumble. You got mad weeks until the Rumble.
Yeah, I know. It'll happen, but I feel like they're getting Seth away from that because something about to happen with him.
mm, you think a little the road is about to get a little rocky? You
I
think?
think so. And
Mm.
I think it's tough to say exactly how they're gonna.
Cody's 85%. Heal him. Heal him back.
That's what I'm saying. It's also gotten quiet on the Cody front too. So like I'm starting to feel like that it might be time. I would pay attention to see if like he starts healing it up more often in the next couple of weeks. But he's still acting faces. He's still acting like a face a little bit, right?
He's so fucking weird, man. You know what they need? They need him to beat up Cody's brother.
Go to AEW and beat up Dustin.
Still Dustin. I don't know what Dustin's contract looking like. It can't be good. He's one of the early ones, so you know his contract a little shaky. He could
Make
probably
minimum
get out of
wage.
that.
Make it minimum wage over there. No, I think that it makes a lot of sense for them to take him away from the US title. I wasn't mad about him losing it. I felt as though like I did see and I understood I feel like I kind of like liked the fact that they kind of said, "Hey, we're going to get him away from this fucking briefcase and we're going to kind of do our own thing here." And I really like that a lot. I dug it a lot.
I agree.
Like like Triple H even made like a smart aleck remark who just like, we killed his career and now he's revived. And I
Hey
was like,
man,
okay, that was pretty funny. Like but there's also a sense of like annoying.
Triple H online too, baby.
Yeah, like there was a sense of annoyance where I can completely feel him being really annoyed by like them, people saying stuff like that. But like, you gotta understand people are very reactionary and they don't want to see the whole story play out. And that was definitely a situation where we kind of had to see that story play out and it wasn't quite clear. I mean, we talked about it on this show, ourselves. Like it was crazy to see that, but it was necessary and and I feel as though it made him a stronger act. You know what I mean? So I dug it.
Absolutely, I agree. Um,
Sami Zayn and the ones and the Usos came out. Um, what do you feel about the Kevin Owens thing? It seems to be very okay. There's a large contingent of people that are like, okay, put the strap on Sammy, and
what? What
yes,
strap?
the universal. I was gonna ask you how you felt about that, about them people saying that he should get the universal title. Is it clear to you as it's clear to me that like that is clearly not the direction right now?
It's 100% not clear. Why the fuck would they do that? Like they clearly he's as the Rock would say, knowing his role. Like this doesn't work if Sami Zayn is the unified Universal Champion. It doesn't
Yeah.
work as well. There's added pressure. There's a lot of different things coming towards him. The Kevin Owens thing isn't going to work. Plus, Sami Zayn isn't the allure of Sami Zayn is that he's not the top guy.
Right.
That's the true allure. That's why he's so popular and why he'll always remain beloved in fans' eyes because he'll be forever underrated.
I just feel like
Like
niggas always want them to book somebody that looks like them, and you know what I'm saying? Like I just feel like people always want people to book somebody that looks like them in a situation where they would, you know what I'm saying, realistically beat Roman Reigns, which is crazy. He's
it's
also he's already
nuts.
beaten him, and I just think that's really what people want to see, and I'm not rocking. I'm not rocking with it.
I like the little Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn exchange.
He's just done with
I,
them. He's done.
yeah, it's like, listen, I'm done. I'm done with you. And Sammy's just like, you're not even happy with for me and my friends and all this other stuff like that. Mad emotion. This is the stuff that gets views on YouTube. Um, but I like that because you can tell they're writing the book for eventually. He says, I will never team with you ever again.
Right.
Like just that line, I was like, oh, you setting it up.
Yep.
You taking us there and you setting it up already. And I'm interested how we get here. From here to Montreal is how I'm.
When are they in Montreal?
Elimination Chamber, February 15th, 16th.
Okay, they can do it.
So, yeah, I think so. I'm interested how we get here. Royal Rumble is going to be February 18th. So, Royal Rumble is going to be a very big point. And then Elimination Chamber is going to be a huge thing. Unless
I could see them putting Roman in the chamber with Sammy, and Sammy having to make the decision whether to pin Roman or do something with KO or something like that, right? They need to just
Mhm.
move KO over to SmackDown at this point. Am I wrong for saying that? Like,
Yeah,
there's not really much
move Ricochet to Raw. Apparently,
right, exactly. Like, there's really not much for either of them there. Like, just do like a mid kind of holiday switcheroo here, because I mean, I can't see a lot of them flying out to Raw every week, and KO just doing a like fighting someone randomly from Raw wouldn't work either. And I feel like you got the Gargano, you got what's his name, Psycho Man, uh,
Dexter Loomis.
Dexter. He fills a babyface role that I feel like they both fill a role that I feel like KO filled in that show, so he can go.
I feel like Dexter Loomis. I feel like I don't know. He's good, but I don't think he'll ever be like a strong baby face on a show.
Right.
I feel like he's good. He's used sparsely, which is why. So, like when he was released earlier this year, I was like, okay, I get it. like, like no offense, like I thought he had potential too, and I thought he was like main roster. He could have gone on the main roster, but also like you don't really need Dexter Loomis if you're gonna keep it a buck. Um, the match with Miz goes a lot of different places. Shout out Miz for bringing his own Louis bag from home.
Really
So,
enjoyable stuff too with that match.
hey
Like,
man,
a lot. And then just when you thought they had kind of forgotten about Gargano and this whole mess, they bring it back around. I said this was again continuity. You know, things matter. Results matter, and they made it matter there, and they made it make sense there, as you would say. Like, it made sense.
how come Norfolk gets the money?
They need it.
Yeah,
They really need it. Trust me.
and he ain't passing on a little. He passed every black kid.
Oh, here you
Passed every,
go. Is this what
he
you're doing?
passed. Yeah, nah, look at the footage.
Is this what we? Is this what we're doing here?
Look at the footage. Pass every one of them on the way. The tall kid with dreads, short kid.
That nigga
All,
was 30. He ain't need that money. Come on, man. Get out of here.
all these little Jimmies getting that $100 bill.
These little Jamals, they not getting it. Hell no. About that.
Get a job. Learn to rap.
Yeah. What's your make of this Alexa Bliss thing? Is it, a lot of people think it's a turn. I don't think it's a turn.
I think it's a turn.
I think it's a turn, but Bray isn't a heel
I
unless
don't
she's
think it's a Bray thing. I think it's just I want to get back to what I've been to who I am. Like I'm tired of sitting in the background. You know what I'm saying? To be honest with you, I think if they played that up for the within the War Games match, might have been a little better. But then it also probably conflicting with
the Becky
with
stuff.
with the Becky stuff and also the Bailey stuff. But I think if they had won in spite of or Alexa Bliss says, even though like I don't really like you like that, we still won at the end of the day. But I also still expect a world championship match because I'm just not gonna keep sitting by your side while all this thing happens. You know, Asuka's happy to be here. She's like, "Hey, man, I do my damn thing." But Alexa
This is why
look
I
like
feel like they
something
need
going
a.
on.
That's why I feel like they need like a mid card belt, but then you got to get another damn tournament to do that, and I don't want another tournament right now.
Yeah, I'm good on that.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Mhm.
I feel like we get a mid card belt. The women need. We need another show that's heavily going to feature it.
Yeah, that's true. Street Profits returned again. We said this earlier. They look good. I mean,
They look good.
they look good.
I didn't watch it, but they look good.
But I know. Here's the thing. These two know each other. Here's the thing. They was making the Alpha Academy look so strong, and then it was like you just made them look strong so that they could lose for another 3 weeks, so they could say that they at least got some wins, and now they're gonna lose some more.
These people have been March 16, 2016. That is the first time that Angelo Dawkins and Kenneth Crawford was a tag team. It is now 2023, which means they've been together 7 years. I am surprised that they have kept it together this long. And not to say that like I'm singing the turn, but WWE teams don't last 7 years. Some of them don't even last 7 months. Like, so for them to reach this milestone and continue to do these great things with one another, I think is awesome. And I think they continue to push one another. I would love if they push them in the direction of the tag team championships. But but I think it's great that they're still able to be entertaining and still be, because I think, to be honest with you, you split them up, they have a feud, you ain't got nothing to do with them for the rest of the year. Let them stay as a tag team, and hopefully it comes back around to them. You know,
Hopefully, I hope so. And I think that was it for the week. I mean, not much else. A lot of really good matches. A lot of things. Progress. Candice LeRae had a star-making performance. I think shout out to Dakota Kai also for giving out one of her best matches that I've seen her in.
I
They just
agree.
work well. They really work well together. Two tiny like women that can get that offense and make it look like it hurts. Like that means that that can go the distance for a match and getting it over and make it legit. I love that they
Absolutely.
I love that they reintroduced Candice LeRae and said, "Hey, she had a rough point and now she's gonna try and get back and start winning again. That's all I needed. Just give it there." You know what I'm saying? Like it's that's really all you need to do to bring somebody back to where they need to be. But I was a big fan of it. I dug it. I dug it a lot.
I agree. I'm very happy with it. So
Yeah. That is the show for this week. Thank you guys for listening. Make sure you tune in to us on December 1st. What's the time, Meals? 8 o'clock?
9 p.m.
9 p.m. I will be there. Meals will be there. The other members of our Black Pod Connect, that is the Black Announce Table and the Black Wrestling Podcast, will be there doing trivia hosted by Stat Guy Greg. We're giving away prizes. So if you're on our Patreon, you might want to listen. You might really want to be like in there rooting for us because you guys you reap the benefits of this. You know what I'm saying? So thank you guys for listening. Obviously, War Report is this week as well with Quan. I don't know if is Cyrus coming back? I don't know. We'll see at the end of the week. But there's also last week's episode, which I was a part of. Fantastic episode. Shout out to Quan for having me. And yeah, thank you guys for listening. For Meals, I am Justin. We'll see you guys next week on the A Show.